What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. You guys in the chat absolutely kill me. Every day when I start the stream, you guys in the chat absolutely kill me. It's going to be an interesting stream today. It's going to be a very, very interesting team today. We got all the crew back. We probably got every character in the book in the chat back today. But what a crazy day for Bitcoin. Holy moly. Holy moly. It was just yesterday where we were getting pumped. We were pushing $53,000 and we had a massive candle down to the downside, right? Now, we're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about why that happened and where we're looking at the next targets, daily, weekly. There's a couple things that we want to have a very, very important daily close today. We want to make at least a higher low here on the daily. It's going to be a battle at the daily close today for Bitcoin, trying to close above 47K to still continue that higher low trajectory. Until we make a higher low, or until we make a lower low, in my opinion, on the close, right? It's all about the close. I'm not going to be freaking out just too much, but it's going to be an interesting close to see whether Bitcoin can do that. But first, I do hear something across the hall. What the heck is going on across the hall here? Hold on a second. We got to go see what's going on over there. We got to go see what's going on. I told you guys I wasn't going to put it in a short, but they told me to put it in a short. They told me to put it in a short, and I put it in a short. Let's freaking go. It's the best day of my life. I made $500 today. I bought a new watch. I bought some sunglasses. Let's freaking go. I'm going to give it back to Jordan, but I'm sure I'll see you guys a little bit for another short. Let's freaking go. I'm losing weight too.
Let's jump into the Bitcoin shards.
All right. Java had a really good day today, guys. Really good day for Java. We'll see if he took profits or not. I'm not sure if he did. We'll find out. I'm sure we'll hear from across the hall if he did take profits. Java's dripping. All right, but anyways. What's really important today, guys, and there's a couple of different levels. We're going to start with the daily time frame because I think that's what's really important here to knock home for the daily time frame. Best job so far. What's going on, Valentine? I think what's important here on the daily is that we make a higher low, right? So our last low was at approximately it's right about 47,000. It's a little bit lower. It's like 46,970. Right, but we'll call it 47,000. We want to make a higher low than that. So this is going to be a very, very important daily close, in my personal opinion. I'm sure we're going to put the Viking helmet on to try to confirm that higher low, guys. The way that I flip bearish, right? We talked about this actually the last couple of days. The only way I flip bearish, right, from this trend is if we make a lower low in the daily, right? A lower low in the daily close, right? It's got to be a close. And then we bounce from that close, right? And we make a lower low, which confirms a bearish trend, right? So that's the only way I'm really getting bearish here. It's the only way I'm getting bearish. Other than that, it's a typical day in Bitcoin land, right? It's a typical day in Bitcoin land. Bitcoin tends to have a lot of big dips in the past, right? Even in bullish trends, Bitcoin has extremely big dips. We'll go back and look at some of those here shortly, right? But even when Bitcoin's in a bullish trend, it has even last year, which historically it was actually we had like kind of small dips, considering what we did in like 2017 and 2013. We had relatively small dips in this last run here, so of about 20 to 30%. So I mean, when Bitcoin's in a bullish trend, it does have these big dips. So like I said, until we make a lower low and a lower high, I'm not freaking out just too much here. Now, obviously, we don't want to see another waterfall here. I don't see anything on the chart that's telling me about that, but I did want to state that, a lot of the times you can't really predict some of this stuff, right? Because as we know what today was. It was the big El Salvador thing. Classic, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Where everyone was buying it up yesterday, and we dumped on the day of El Salvador Bitcoin Day. Is that a coincidence? Probably not. And it also goes into the fact that, it was a sell the rumor or sell the news, and a bunch of, I think 3 billion longs were liquidated to the downside. So it was just a big cascading event. Now, hopefully we don't get another one of those. This is one of those things that sort of kind of catches you on surprise sometimes. Now, a lot of people saying that they predict the top here. They predicted the top. It looked toppy. But as far as I saw, right, even the bears were saying that we could go higher here. After we broke the golden pocket zone, even the bears, right, even the popular bears on YouTube and on Twitter, maybe not on Twitter, but even the popular bears on YouTube were saying it's possible that Bitcoin can go up to 57,000. So it wasn't just the bulls saying that. Some of the bears were agreeing that 57,000 was a possibility. But, the whales decided to push it down today. For whatever reason that they had to push it down, we don't really know why the bears do what they want to do. But, hey, that's why we are simply peasants in the game of crypto. And that's why we buy low and sell high. You know what I mean? That's why we buy low and sell high. I agree with the violins. You guys want the violins? We'll play the violins. If we, what I'm watching, actually, real quick on the shorter term time frames here. Like I said, guys, I'm not really worried just yet. Like, I'm not really worried in general. You guys know I'm a long-term investor for crypto, but I would say I'm more worried for you short-term people that are looking at, maybe, investing crypto for short-term gains. We're talking, 6 months or below. I don't really worry. I'm not really worried for you guys, like I said, until we make a lower low and lower high. So we'll watch the close tonight. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if we get that lower low. And if we do, that's the first step. And if we bounce and can't make a higher high, well, then we maybe look at some, some lower targets. But we're going to start with the short-term time frames here. So I had the 15-minute here. We had some sort of wedge going on here for BTC on the 15-minute. Looks like we initially broke out, but yeah, you can see what Bitcoin just did here. Not the best breakout. Oh, by the way, I got a Duncan again. I'm cheating on Speedway, by the way. But yeah, we had a bullish breakout. Doesn't look like we're going to hold this as support. We could, but obviously it's the 15 minutes, so take it for what you will. But, if this does break, I'd probably expect another retest of this, $45,900 level, which we've came down to a couple times here, twice there and 3 times there. So if we can't hold this support line, which was our previous resistance coming down, I'd expect a retest of 45,900. Okay, but we'll see if we hold it on a close here. But that's really what I talk about on the hour or the 4 hour. Or let's go to the 4 hour real quick. There's 2 important trend lines that I'm watching here, and I don't like the rejection off one of them. Okay, you guys know I'm honest, right? If I see bearish things in the chart, I'll say it. If I don't, well, if I don't see bearish things in the chart, I'm not going to say anything bearish. But there is a little bit of this bearish trend line coming up here, right? You can see here, we came down to it once, twice, 3 times, was our previous support. We dumped below it, came back up, and have now confirmed that as resistance as of now, right? We've only gone up and tested it once. We could always go back up and test it again, but as of right now, that has turned into resistance. On the flip side, we have this other previous resistance. Flip is support. Hold on. Support. I'm trying to find the green line. and flipped it as support on this last couple candles on the wicks. But we're kind of getting squeezed between these two trend lines, and I think, you know, whichever one of these we break first, whether we break the red to the upside or the green to the downside, that's going to be our next move. That's going to be our next move here. So we're going to watch this on stream today, see which one we break. No, this is not what you think it is, okay? Just because I draw two circles, don't get dirty in the chat, okay? Seriously, it's not that type of stream. But yeah, we'll see which one we break first, the red or the green. That's going to probably depend on which direction at least we go in the short term, right? Who knows about the long term? Like I said, guys, the Bitcoin does what it wants to do. Bitcoin has a mind, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Lately, Bitcoin has had a mind of its own to the upside. Right now, or at least today, Bitcoin had a mind of its own to the downside. It's not really a mind of its own. It's, you guys know what I mean by that. It's the people with more money than us control what Bitcoin does. So we'll see what happens here. We got some initial really good support at a couple different levels. This is just the 4 hour, but we got really good support on the weekly time frame, which we're going to go look at in just a second. Weekly is really nice, at least for now, right? Obviously things can change. It's the weekly time frame. We have a long week to go, but we're going to look at the weekly in a second. But on the 4 hour, we actually came back down and wicked off a pretty important some important levels, right? Our previous tops, right, and a couple previous support levels. So this big green box is very big support for Bitcoin. It's really between about 42.3 up to about 43.8. Very big support box, and I would like to see that hold for Bitcoin. Obviously for multiple reasons, right? We don't want to make total lows below all these lows here. We don't want to do that, and just because there was, you know, so much support and resistance that area, we just don't want to break that area. So that's where we're really looking at the 4 hour. Which one of these trend lines will we break? Now, what I will note is here, the 4 hour is relatively oversold. So I think more than likely, I'm not going to say we're going to bounce back up to right back up to 53,000 here. That's not what I'm saying. All right. So, you know, I think the 4 hour is oversold. So I think if anything, we'll see a short-term rally back up to, you know, who knows how far we go back up. But I think at least first here, you'll see some type of short-term rally. Maybe not right away, but at some point. You can see it right here. The 4 hour is oversold. It's actually the lowest the 4 hour RSI has been since ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings for dinner. Tofu if you're vegan. Shout out to Crypto Kirby. But it's the lowest the 4 hour RSI has been, what? Since the bottom, since the exact bottom. So I'm not expecting us to just fly back up to 54,000, but I do expect, at least here in the short term, right, to at least get some points, you know, some type of relief rally. And, you know, if we can break back above 50,000, I think we go back up. If we can't, you know, then maybe we come back down. So that's what I'm looking for in the 4 hour. I just think it's likely that we get some point of relief rally back up, at least. At the very least, get a relief rally back up here in the short term. This is the short term, guys. I'm not bearish here in the medium to long term, right? This is short term stuff that we're looking at. This 1 hour, 4 hour stuff, right? So at least a relief rally back up to hopefully above 50,000. Why 50,000? Well, that's our previous high back here. We want to break that, though. We definitely want to break that. We do not want to roll back over. If we do come back up to 50,000 and we can't break it, well, you guys know we got a classic head and shoulders pattern here forming. So we really want to break 50,000 with conviction here if we do get a relief rally back up there. Okay, so I do want to note that is definitely a possibility for BTC. Okay. Also, guys, the fract. You guys are like, Jordan's super bearish right now. Holy moly. Jordan's super bearish. All right. Let me take a second sip of coffee here. Our fractal we've been looking at. Okay? We've been looking at this for a couple weeks now. Before I went on vacation, we were looking at this fractal. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, we thought it was a little bit unvalidated, right? Because we went a little bit higher than we thought, right? So we got this initial bounce up here, but if you look, I mean, you did get this bounce back down, right? So we'll see what happens here, right? Like I said, this is why we want to break 50,000. This is why we want to break 50,000. We came back down, we come back up, we can't break 50,000, and there's that head and shoulders pattern, right? So This is why it's so important if we do get that relief rally up, we want to break 50,000. And I think we will. I think this is just too obvious, and I think too many people are looking at this exact thing. Maybe not enough people, but I think too many people are looking at this exact thing for it to play out again, right? How dumb can we all be for us not to notice this and for it to play out twice, right? And this is why I've been telling you guys, if we make lower highs, right, and we make lower lows at this point where we make a lower high and we come back down, at this point right here, that's when I would flip bearish, okay? And it would be relatively close to the top. So this is why you wait for the lower lows and the lower highs. If we come back up and we smash this to the upside, then, you know, it's obviously invalidated, but you want to move, you want to wait for those lower lows and lower highs first before you start screaming for the hills, right? Don't start screaming for the hills just yet. This is short-term time frame stuff. Once again, even if this does play out, look where the bounce would be. It just makes, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, right? In a certain nutshell, if this does play out, just hypothetically, if this does play out, okay, you know, it does make a little bit of sense price structure wise, right? Because you can see that the dip comes back up, gets rejected by that red line that we've been talking about that we want to get back over, right? And does come back down. Where does it come back down to? Well, it just kind of had to be, I didn't really notice this until just now, but it happens to be right at the golden pocket zone. Where then, right, just like we did right here, we bounced off that same level, you know, we bounced, then this could be that level where we could bounce back off if we continue up. Just because we dump here, guys, does not mean the run's over. It doesn't mean that we're going to 15,000, doesn't mean we're going to 10,000, right? It just means that maybe we play out like we did here, where we come back down to our previous lows, and then we dump, and then we go back up, just like we did right here, right? Maybe we come back down to this previous lows and dump. That's the bearish scenario, okay? And I want to start with the bearish scenario, so you know, because I don't always like to, you guys sound like I'm a moon boy or anything. So we just saw the bearish, the bullish and bearish, the bullish and bearish scenario, right? We make lower lows, lower highs, we come back down, maybe to the golden pocket zone at about 38,000. Bullish scenario, we just bounce from here. Let me actually get rid of all this stuff. Let me get rid of all this. Bullish scenario, we just come back up, we break this red line, and we continue up, right? That's the bullish scenario. We just do something, maybe we come back up, or we consolidate here and continue back up. That's the bullish scenario, right? Which is, obviously, I would prefer to do that, but there you go. Bullish and bearish scenario. I don't think there's a way that we go. I just don't see Bitcoin dropping down here. I just don't. Jump into the end of the year, ADA. But that's just the full hour, guys. We looked at the daily, right? We want to make a higher low today. It's gonna be a close. It's gonna be a tight close, right? We got 40 minutes until the close. We're right there, right? We're right there. So if we don't make a lower low, that invalidates, at least for now, the fractal, right? Obviously tomorrow we could go back down and make a lower low, but at least for today, if we close above that, that would invalidate the fractal. Now, the weekly time frame, let me actually go to the weekly. What I do like on the weekly, and I think, you know, I made a video on this today updating you guys. I think overall the bullish structure is fine, and we're talking about the shorter term time frame stuff in the beginning of the stream. But what I think is more important, I think a lot of people look at, is the bullish bounce off the 20-week moving average, right? The 20-week and the 20-week SMA and the 20-week EMA. Okay, the bullish bounce off of both of those was great today. We bounced off. So when we break these, right, we want to always come back down and test, right? So far today, all right, or so far this week, we did come back down and wick right off those moving averages. It was quite beautiful, if you ask me. Really beautiful. That's some chart P. And hopefully, right, hopefully now we can just continue this bounce from here. But I think this is something that we needed. We were getting a little bit overextended, right? We always want to come back down and test these moving averages. And that's what we did. We were getting a little bit too overextended, you know, to the point where it was going to get a little crazy because, you know, if we did go back up to 57K straight, like we would be so far extended from our 20 moving averages that it would have been kind of ridiculous. So us coming back down to test these, I think, is a good thing. in the grand scheme of things. We knew at some point that a dip was going to come. And it's just that on my channel, I don't like to predict when the dips is going to come, because Bitcoin does what it wants to do, guys. Bitcoin has a mind of its own. It's going to do what it wants to do. And I'm not in the business of trying to predict prices or trying to predict when Bitcoin has dips. I just like to sort of analyze what the chart's telling me. So, you know, this is something that we needed, and I think that was good for the longer term time frame things here for BTC overall. So obviously I wanted to state that because I think too many people are so zoomed into the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and not enough people are zooming out and looking at where on the weekly. Now, yes, as of right now, right on the weekly, we do have a bearish engulfing red candle here. Now, just remember, it's only Tuesday, right? It's only Tuesday. So just like all the times down here where we were saying, you know, when we had like a red candle actually right here, and actually right here as well, you know, we were saying it's still a long week. What's up, Shane? We'll take a look at it in a second. But just like we were, like when we had red candles down here, when we were saying, you know, it's a long week, a lot can change, right? We can turn these red candles into green candles, which we did both of these times. It's possible again. It looks like a red candle right now, right? But you've seen Bitcoin do crazier things in the past, where as long as we close, you know, above 48.8 on the weekly, which it's like I said, guys, it's only Tuesday. Like we have a long week to go. This could all end up just being a giant wick by the end of the week, and I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. I also wouldn't be surprised if we closed where we are right now. So, like I said, it's a long week. It's only Tuesday. We'll see where we close at the end of the week. Like I said, I want to not make a bearish engulfing weekly candle, so I want to close the week preferably above 48,750 approximately, right? Where we close that, where we had that last week there. So hopefully that's what we do. It's a long week to go. How do you copy the part of the chart, the yellow lines? You go right here, dude. You go right here, and you go to bars pattern, and then you just click, and then click where you want to end, and you got the bar. You can do bars or lines with that part of the chart, man. But that's how you do that. Pretty simple. Pretty damn simple for the little fractals we look at. But yeah, that's the weekly. That's the weekly. Weird, even more bullish than this time yesterday. What's up, Darth? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how quickly the sentiment can shift, guys. I mean, you remember just yesterday? All right, looks like Bitcoin did have that bullish back test and is trying to bounce here. So let's see if we can get any momentum to the upside. We just need some momentum to the upside here. This is obviously the 15-minute, so short-term time frame stuff, but hopefully we can get some momentum to the upside here. But yeah, it's crazy how fast the sentiment can shift. I mean, I remember yesterday, guys, I mean, we were pushing 53,000 playing the pump music, right? Everyone's pumped, right? I just don't, you know, I always say, guys, don't trade off emotions, don't invest off emotions. Okay, and that's why I've been telling everyone, do not FOMO into coins. Why do you guys think I keep saying I'm not FOMOing into Solana? Even though Solana is actually performing very well, which we're going to look at today. I'm just using it as an example, right? This is why I tell people not to FOMO. That's why I've told how many people have asked me, Jordan, is it a good time to buy on stream? You guys are here. How many people ask me every day, is it a good time to buy this? Is it a good time to buy that? What's my answer every time? It's not the best time, right? The best time was at the bottom. But if you're looking to hold long term, it's a good buy. If you're not looking to hold long term, it's not a good buy. And it's exactly days like this is exactly why I give those answers, because FOMOing is never good, right? And hopefully you guys understand why I give those answers, right? Because a lot of people don't have the ability to, stomach days like this. A lot of people will get out of the market on days like this. So hopefully you guys know why I tell people not to FOMO, and why I don't FOMO myself, right? Why I don't FOMO myself. JGB said, I FOMO when price is high, I FOMO when price is low. And a lot of people will say, all right, Jordan, you were wrong. I'm really not, because you guys got to understand is I buy low, right? I buy low. So I bought, majority of my coins down here. So I'm still really good. And most people that accumulated down here are still really good as well. It's the people that are up here that the ones that, you know, they still haven't lost, right? They haven't sold their coins, right? You don't lose until you sell, technically, right? But you know, it's the people that bought up here that might be the ones that are stressing a little bit. And what I'll say to those people is, you know, hopefully, you know, this is a lesson to maybe accumulate a little lower, but still, I think you'll be fine in the grand scheme of things. Bitcoin's actually trying to move up right now as we speak. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a move up here. Let's see. Let's see. 47,108. All right, so 40. We're some 47,000. We're trying to move here. Jabba must be happy. Yeah, CD. Check the beginning of the stream, man. Jabba is looking good today. He is very, very happy today. I'm actually glad to see Jabba so happy today. It's actually quite beautiful. It's actually quite beautiful. Johnny said, "Put your moon helmet on." Today's not a day for the moon helmet. I guess today is a day for technically the bear. You know, we should be wearing the bear ears right now, technically speaking, or the McDonald's hat. Let's go with the McDonald's hat. We got to work at McDubs again because Bitcoin's going into a bear market.
Everybody panic. We're going to zero.
I'm just kidding, guys. You guys know I'm just kidding here. All right, so this is what we want, right? This is what we want. We want a daily close above, like we said, 47,000. We get a close above 47,000, all is good. That just means that we got another higher low for BTC. And this just looks like a giant buy wick to the upside. Yeah, it's not a pretty candle, but look at the buy pressure that came in after the candle, right? So, like I said, we just want a higher low than this low. That's what we're looking for. Just another higher low. And then this is really just, you know, a reset of the market. So it's funny because you just liquidated 3 billion longs, right? And you're still about to make a higher low. Okay, well, it's not confirmed yet, but as of right now, you are. You liquidated 3 billion worth of longs, okay? And you're still about to make a higher low than your previous low on the daily. To me, that's bullish, you know, at least right now, right? Things can change. We got 30 minutes until the close. We're not counting our chickens yet. We got to wait for the close, obviously, but you know, that would be fine. That would be absolutely fine. And this would show, you know, that would show some serious buy pressure coming back into the market there. You know what I mean? Damn, McDee's won't let them off. Man. Dude, we are going to 55K tonight. Who want to bet? I don't know if everyone wants to bet you winning, Mike. Winning. You know what I mean? Bitcoin's very unpredictable right now. Very unpredictable. Trying to predict Bitcoin right now is trying to, like I said, guys, I haven't said it in a while, but no one's got a crystal ball. No one's got a crystal ball. We're all just the same people. We're all the same people. Some people are right sometimes. Some people are wrong sometimes. Sometimes the bears are right. Sometimes the bulls are right. All I can say is more times than not, the bulls are more right than the bears. Okay? Which is an absolute fact. Just look at the Bitcoin chart. But at the end of the day, bulls are right sometimes. Bears are right sometimes. Bulls are more right than bears most of the time. That's all I got to say. I look freaking good. Like, look at my eyes. Holy moly. I look so good. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Or am I just kidding? You know what I mean? All right, 47,170. 47,170 for BTC. Dan, take the McDonald's hat off. All right, yeah, but this is what we're watching tonight, guys. A higher low on the daily. And let's check BTC here. And we want to get above, if we can get above, back above this red trend line here, that's going to be bullish as well. At least right now. That's going to be super bullish. That's our previous support, flipped as resistance. But if we can get back above this, to me, it's like it never happened, right? But obviously, we got a lot of work to do. That would make us have to get back above like 47.6, which actually is not that far away. It's about $600 away. So we get back above that, I think this is like it never really happened. But you know, every 4-hour candle that goes by, this red line gets a little bit higher and higher. So we like to rather do it, you know, sooner rather than later here. Back to Mickey D's. You guys know. Hopefully, you guys know I'm being sarcastic. I'm not being serious. I'm definitely not being serious here. Imagine this daily candle closing green. I would love that. I don't see that happening, to be honest. But Bitcoin's done crazier things in the past. I don't think it does. I mean, you saw yesterday, or earlier today. You've seen Bitcoin does crazy things. You know what I mean? With his bread in the streets, you have to eat. That's very true. You saw yesterday, guys. Bitcoin does crazy things when you don't expect it. So I wouldn't really count out Bitcoin for anything. But at the same time, I don't see Bitcoin closing this day green, to be honest. Just being honest. One thing I did want to look at here, which I think, you know, it's one of those things that we're gonna have to wait and see what happens for this weekly close right off. But I'm talking as of right now. But it's gonna really depend on the weekly close. So what we did here on the RSI and the weekly one, I did want to note, there's actually a couple different things I want to note to you guys that I think is pretty important to look at. What we did on the RSI is we came back down and tested this green box, which we know in every bull market, that's been the point of a bounce. Okay, in 2013, actually I can extend this all the way over. I'm just kind of being a weirdo right now. I'm being a little bit of a weirdo. But let me pull this down slightly. There we go. All right, so in the 2011, right, both the major dips in 2011, we came back down and bounced off this green box. 2013, bounced off the green box. What's up, Jake? You know, every single 2017 dip bounced off this box. Okay. And you know, so basically what happens is when we go into a bear market right here, we try to bounce on the RSI and we can't get back over this green box right here, right? Same thing back here in 2017. We can't get back over it. And really all throughout the bear market here, we couldn't get back over it, right? Until we got back over it in September, confirmed it as support and continued up. Well, you can see what we're doing right now, right? So what I want to do here, and this is why I say it really depends on what we do this week. We're in the green box. Will we break above it and confirm it as support and continue up, or will we get rejected here and continue down? This could be an interesting week, and I think as long as we close somewhere where we are right now, I think that's fine. Maybe if we close a little bit below it, you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I did want to point this out because I think it's a decent indicator. And also, if you look at our logarithmic growth curves, guys, we're still at that 0.5 Fibonacci in the log curves, right? We looked at this a couple weeks ago. As sort of, you know, a bullish indicator, and I still think it is, right? You can see it was our resistance here, all right? And then we flipped it as support, right? And then we came back down, we came back up, flipped it as resistance, and now look what we're doing right now. You know, really this whole little consolidation, not really consolidation, but the last couple weeks of pretty much sideways, we've just held it as support. We're still above it on the close, right? We wicked below it, but we wicked right back above it. So I'm looking for this to hold. If this doesn't hold on the weekly close, right? It's all about the close. We could come back below it midweek, but as long as we come back up and close above it, that's fine. I'm looking for that to hold on the log curves here as well for Bitcoin. That's more of a longer term indicator as well for BTC. All right. So yeah, that's really that. I mean, the other scenario that I've heard some people talk about, I'm actually gonna get rid of all this. The other scenario I've heard some people talk about is this being like back in like August and September of last year, where we get, you know, we start the run up, have one quick shakeout, and then start the run. It makes sense if you look at the stock RSI. It makes sense. We went up to the top and sort of had a bearish cross that made us go down here in September, and had about, I think it was about a 20% pullback in September. So I've heard some people compare it to there, where we are getting that bearish cross on the weekly stock RSI, and we did just have approximately about a 20% dip. So I've heard some people say that. Obviously, it's kind of a you know, picking straws. I'd like to say, you know, bulls can pick straws, bears can pick straws, but that's sort of picking straws to me as well. even as a bull, it's sort of picking straws. But we'll see what happens. It could just be the first sell off until the big move, or it might not be, right? Or it might not be. So people will say, "Oh, you're saying it might be or it might not be." Well, that's what Bitcoin does, right? Bitcoin does what it wants to do. So we look at both scenarios for BTC, right? Jordan loves big D's. I love big Mickey D's. I love big Mickey D's. I like a double quarter pounder with cheese. I like a large fry. I like all that fun stuff. You know what I mean? All that fun stuff. Winning said 55K tonight. I don't know if that's happening, my man. You got to really move here to get to 55K tonight. That would be insane. I don't think that happens. Let's go check real quick. But that's really Bitcoin. I mean, there's a couple other things I wanted to look at. We can save this for a little later. But let's go check out ETH.
This is my wife, Ethereum.
So ETH, I actually, it's not looking terrible for ETH. And you guys might say, Jordan, how does it not look terrible for ETH? It looks freaking horrible. Look at the chart. Yeah, not a pretty day. Not a pretty day. But what I'll say for ETH is it's actually having a very bullish close. You can see we actually came back down here for Ethereum and bounced. Look at that perfect bounce right off the 50-day moving average. Not quite. It was a little bit off. A little bit off when you zoom in. But it was pretty damn close to that level. Now, what I like about that is, what's up, Chris? We'll look at Harmony 1, my friend. Look at Harmony 1. What I like about this close is, as long as you close, it's the same thing as Bitcoin, right? As long as you make a higher low, you're good to go. And ETH is not even close to its previous low. In order for ETH to have a lower low, you got to be coming all the way down here to 3,000 about the daily close. And that doesn't look like it's going to happen today. Obviously, bearing some crazy shenanigans here at the daily close, which we can't rule out, right? I mean, we've been there before where crypto has craziness before the daily close. But as of now, right, your low's down here. So nothing here looks bearish. As long as you close up here, you still have a higher low on the daily close. That looks fine. That looks absolutely fine. And also a lot of, you went as low as 3,000, you're back up to 3,400. So that looks fine. And also, you're not even at your previous support. Like you're above that too. So to me, I mean, ETH looks fine on the daily chart. Looks fine. You also have, if you close here, you're also going to have some serious bullish divergence here on the daily, which is definitely no joke. You don't mess with Ethereum daily bullish divergence here. Everyone wants to talk about bearish divergence. Yeah, the bearish divergence already played out, right? You had lower highs, higher highs. We kept saying, bearish divergence is sort in a bull market is sort of, it's hard to use it because you don't know when it's going to play out. You know when it's not going to play out. So especially for altcoins, I don't love to use bearish divergence for altcoins. This time it played out, right? ETH just had a correction to 4K all the way to 3K. Cool, it played out. But you're about to get a bullish divergence on the daily, which is definitely no joke. Definitely no joke here for Ethereum. So we know Ethereum has been sort of leading the charts. Lately we've been seeing ETH pump and then Bitcoin and then the alts after that. Besides Solana. Solana's Thanos. Solana does what it wants, but Solana's a different story. ETH, maybe, hopefully, could lead the charge here. Hopefully, for Bitcoin to start going up here. Who knows though? That's obviously just speculation at the moment, but not too bad for either. I think when you zoom out, it looks nasty, but I think it's just because the wick, right? I think think about it this way, guys. Think about it this way. If this wick wasn't here, and we were still like up in this range, I think we would all be saying it's just a back test of 3,300. I think it's just because of these big wicks, which makes it look way worse than it is, right? It's because we had this major wicks, but actually this close is really nice. Like I said, if we were up here, I don't think we'd be looking at it the same way. I think we would just be looking at, all right, we're coming back. We're getting the correction that we needed, right? We're coming back down to retest 3,300, right? And then we'll continue up. I think that's all we'd be saying. But it's because we had the big wick that everyone's sort of panicking because the candle looks bigger than it actually is. Who knows if that holds up, but I think that's sort of the reasoning I have here of, you know, if we were still up here with no wick, I think people would just still be bullish. But it's the fact that we wicked all the way down here where people are panicking, right? You know what I mean? Excuse me. Unsweetened iced tea. No, I got this is pumpkin. You might be saying, oh, you're a basic B, Jordan. You're a basic B. Pumpkin iced coffee, just cream. No sugar. Even though the pumpkin has sugar in it, let's be honest. Try to be somewhat healthier. Even though it's not healthy at all. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for ETH on the daily. Let's switch to the weekly. Anything we need to really look at in the weekly time frame. Let me clear this out. Let me actually adjust this real quick. Let me bring up let me keep the 20, and we're going to bring up the 20 EMA as well. So we're not even, the 20 week, you guys can see, like, I don't, for altcoins, especially for ETH, is ETH stays above the weekly EMA ribbon in a bull market historically. You can see right here, there's times that it wicks below, but there's time it's historically stays above the weekly EMA ribbon. You're not even close to it. You're not even close to it, so all is good there. What I'll say is, let me bring up the EMA for ETH. What the heck, man? She wants cash today, no crypto. That's funny, dude. That's really funny. So our sort of, let me actually a little bigger so you guys can see it. So sort of our 20 EMA and 20 SMA, not even close to that as well. So I don't really see the worry here for ETH. You guys know, this whole run, ETH held these moving averages perfectly as support all the way up, right? Even right here, I mean, we went slightly below, but held it all the way up until we obviously had that dip back in May, right? And we're not even close to those. We didn't even wick down to those at all, right? So I don't necessarily think that we should be panicking too much on ETH. As we know, the altcoins follow Bitcoin, so always keep that in mind. Just because ETH doesn't look terrible doesn't mean if Bitcoin dumps, then we're sort of just ignoring the fact that Bitcoin can dump and take down ETH too. But also, I just wanted to state that as well. So that's what I'm looking at for ETH. That's what I'm looking at for ETH. Monthly, we have a long way to go in the month. So I don't know if there's a huge, it's only September 7th, right? So we have a long month to go. This could turn into really anything at this point. What's going on, Chris? No problem, dude. No freaking problem. But yeah, it's only, like I said, we got 3 weeks left to go in the month. This could turn into literally anything by the time the month is over. So we'll see. As of right now, it's an indecision candle. Makes sense. There's some indecision in the market. So we'll see what happens there with ETH. Short term, it's not really a point of looking at short term. You are oversold on the 4 hour for Ethereum. So I'm, like I said, just like Bitcoin, I am expecting a short term bounce here at some point. ETH is a little bit easier to sort of look at because you are still above your previous resistance points. So ETH could realistically bounce all the way back up to like 3,700 if it really wants to here. But obviously time will tell. Time will tell for ETH, Zero said my portfolio is down 2%. Holy moly. Holy moly. Your portfolio is down 2%, man. We're going to zero. All right. Let's check out ADA real quick. Check out ADA. I'm seeing some ADA is dead in the chat. Guys, ADA is fine. The weekly actually looks pretty good. You might be saying, Jordan, how could you say the weekly looks good on ADA? Why? Well, you're still like so far above your bull market band here, right? Basically for Cardano is a little bit more bullish, right? It tends to hold the 10 week and the 20 week as support, right? You guys can see here. We're not even close to that yet, right? So until we break that, we're still in a bullish trend, right? Every dip, and I wouldn't even call this a dip. This is sort of one candle, right? But, if we come back down and test this, we're not even close to that yet. So I don't think there's any reason to sort of be panicking here. Also, as of right now, like I said, a lot can change here over the week, guys. But as of right now, you are holding firmly right now your previous highs as support. You wicked below it, and you're looking to close the daily above your previous high. So let me switch to the daily real quick. What's up, Chris, dude? Chris coming in big today. What's going on, dude? Dinner on you. That's true. Hey, maybe I'll get some I don't know. I think they'll be closed. Maybe I was thinking about getting some Indian food because I didn't get it on the 24-hour stream because my DoorDash email. I didn't know my DoorDash email. But yeah, look at the daily. You want to close the daily above your previous, at least your previous wick. I mean, I'm more worried about the candle bodies. Let me just adjust that right there to the high. So it looks like right now you have 14 minutes, but as long as you close above that previous high, I think you're fine for now. Like I said, tomorrow that can change, right? Tomorrow we could have a red day and close below it, but we can't predict tomorrow. So as of right now, we close above that for Cardano. All is fine. Just looks like a back test of the previous highs with a giant wick up. We're also looking to hold the 20-week moving average on the daily, which is pretty nice too. So that looks pretty fine to me as of right now. Obviously, the candle doesn't look great, but you get the deal. You get the deal. Sold half my ADA for Phantom, and it feels so good. There you go, Paul. There you go, Paul. I'm seeing some craziness in the chat saying Cardano's dead. Guys, Cardano is actually down less than Ethereum is, and is down the same as Bitcoin is right now. I'm looking at every other alt besides really Solana, and every other alt is down close to 20%, while Cardano's only down 11%, right? So Cardano's holding up very, very well here. So whoever's saying Cardano is dead, that's just very, very untrue. If anything, Cardano's in a group with Bitcoin and ETH right now. Those are all down around 11 to 12%, while everything else that I'm, at least on the ones I'm looking at here, is down, between 15 and 20. So Cardano's holding up very, very well. So I'm not sure why all the Cardano hate all of a sudden, but the facts are the facts, and it's holding up very, very well. So that's all I got to say about Cardano. I don't look at the facts and don't just spit hate for no reason.
Rant alert.
And this is coming from an Ethereum lover too, not even a Cardano lover. I love Ethereum more than Cardano. And I'm still standing up for the Cardano wins because there's no need for the hate. There's no need for the hate. You know why I think it is? Because I think everyone jumped on the Solana bandwagon, and now it's like a Solana versus ADA thing. It's so funny because people just jump on whatever the bandwagon is at the time. Like, it was originally Ethereum, and then everyone went to Cardano, and then everyone went to Solana now. It's just whatever the hot coin is at the time. I wonder what the next one will be. It'll probably be Phantom or something like that. Everyone will jump on the Phantom bandwagon. Haters gonna hate. That's true. That's true. If you can't see that this is coordinated, then you're really blind. It's true. Guys, like I said, I'm not the one to call manipulation. This is manipulation. I'm not the one who I don't like to say that, because I think a lot of the times you're just pulling for straws and you're looking for an excuse. A lot of times the bulls are looking for an excuse of why something happened. I wouldn't say this if I didn't actually believe it. I'm not just trying to be a moon boy or anything, but it makes way too much sense to dump Bitcoin on the day that El Salvador comes out with $30 for all their citizens, and Bitcoin Day, right? Getting retail to buy $30. It makes it. No one really knew if it was going to happen or not yesterday. We were saying it could be the sell the news event. I was saying on stream yesterday that, I didn't think everyone was actually going to buy $30. It's one of those things that everyone's going to say they're going to buy $30, but they're not actually going to do it. So it just makes too much sense for this to happen today of all days. I'm not the one that likes to yell manipulation, but I think there was a little bit, not sort of manipulation, but everything was coordinated just to make too much sense today, with the longs being way too long, right? Way too much leverage there in the longs. They needed to get out of here. Guys, do not leverage long with more than you can afford to lose. So $3 billion worth of longs, Bitcoin Day, just made too much sense to dump the market today. That's why they did it today. I think we can move on now. We all know, we all know what happened, so we can sort of move on from that and look at what's next, right? Mini rant. Facts. They get it from George. Bartcoin back up to 47K. Yeah. USA was sleeping. Back to the McDonald's shift. Yeah, we're back to McDonald's today. Back to McDonald's. All right. Real quick, let's look at some of the macro stuff. Total 2 got a massive rejection. You know, I know all the bears are going to say double top, double top, double top. As of right now, it is a double top. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. If I see something bearish in the chart, I'll say it. As of right now, this could be a double top, right? But what I will say is, okay, I don't think the structure is too bearish. To me, it just looks like, you know, sort of another back test of our previous resistance. And, you know, it depends on where we close today, right? I'd love to close above our previous daily high here. But like I said, just like Bitcoin, guys, until we make a lower low on the close, it's not too bearish just yet. It looks terrible because of the wick. But like I said, if we were chilling up here, we'd be saying this is probably just a back test, right? But because of the wick, everyone thinks it's more bearish than it actually is, right? Now, I would like to close above this previous high here, but even if we don't, you know, we still are making a higher low. Still a higher low here. It is not, the structure is still there. You know, the structure's still there. So that's all I really want to say on that. I mean, it looks worse than it is, but and I prefer to close above 2.1 trillion. I'd love to close above that. If we don't, we don't. If we do, we do. But yeah, if we do get a lower low at some point, if we have another day where we come back down and we make a lower low, we bounce, you know, lower high, then, you know, we can look at the bearish scenarios. But until then, the bullish structure is still there. Okay, I don't want to tell you it's not. It's still there as of right now. And just like Ethereum, right? If we close here, which seems pretty likely, we got 7 minutes left to go. Just like ETH, we're going to have bullish divergence on the total market cap, which, you know, take it for what it is. It is on ETH and the total, so it's not just the total. Could have bullish divergence here as well. Obviously, you gotta confirm a bounce here. If you have another red day, it's not confirmed, but it is there. It is there. So we'll see what the total market cap does going into tomorrow. It's going to be a very interesting day tomorrow to see what crypto does in general. But yeah, that's what we're watching. That's what we're watching. Easy long leverage. Total 2 market cap. Total 2 market cap looks good too. It's the same thing. It's the same thing until we make a lower low. Which, this is actually really, really nice. Look what this is going to close. This is going to close right at your previous highs, right? So you had this massive wick out here. Fake everyone out, right? Everyone thinks that Bitcoin's going to zero. Altcoin's going to zero. Come right back up. And what do? You just tag your previous high and flip it into support. Hopefully, right? We haven't confirmed it as support yet. We need a green candle here to confirm it, right? Or we need to consolidate above it to confirm it. But as of right now, it just looks like a classic support or resistance into support flip. We just need to consolidate or bounce from here. We don't want to break below this. But just like we said with the... You guys are getting something else. Just like we said with the total market cap, until we make a lower low, we're fine. Got higher lows on this too. Higher lows on this too. That's a large red Dido. It is. It is a large red Dido. It looks, like I said, it looks bigger than it is, just because you have this big wick here. TP. It is big. All right, let's check out the stock market, which did have a red day today. So I think I saw something earlier. I think the S&P, crypto, and I think gold, could be wrong too, but I think most assets had a red day today. Let me actually just check on gold. Yeah, gold had a red day to do. So like I said, most assets had a bad day. Even gold had a very, very bad day today, considering its normal standards. Big red. I saw Peter Schiff talking crap about crypto today, and gold dumped today, of all things. But You know, Peter Schiff's gonna do Peter Schiff things, but dude, like even gold had a big deed up. So mostly everything dipped today. You know, stock market, gold, crypto, everything pretty much dipped. So it wasn't just crypto at the end of the day. So make sure you guys know that too. And it correlates with the dollar pumping, right? The dollar pump today. People went into the dollar. People went into the dollar. Now, what will happen here? What will happen here? Well, we had this level here on the DXY where we thought we could bounce from. We actually didn't even come back down and hit it. We just bounced a little bit higher. But we were saying that, you know, you could come back up here, you know, maybe tag the previous wedge and then come back down, right? Because we know we broke down from this. Facts, Wes. Wes always comes in with the knowledge, man. But no, seriously, guys, seriously, the DXY, we know we broke from this wedge. It looks like it. I think this is going to be a back test of the wedge. Usually, when you break out of a wedge, you like to come back and back test it. We never did here. We never did. We just came back down. I think this is going to come back up. We're going to tag it, and we're come back down. So if we have another couple red days for most assets, I wouldn't be surprised. So make sure you're watching out for that. But nevertheless, we'll see what. I mean, like trying to predict the DXY is like trying to pick a needle from a haystack. You're not really going to do it. So this is just sort of my best guess. You know, come back up, rejected, and continue down. That's just my best guess, but who the frig knows, man? Trying to predict it, like I said, needle in a damn haystack. But that's the DXY. People going into the dollar today. That's really all it was today. People leaving assets, going into the dollar. And what else do we have? Fear and greed. Fear and greed index. This is gonna actually. We had a 79 was yesterday. But this is going to update in 2 minutes. So we'll check back on the fear and greed in 2 minutes here. They love my True Classic Tees, man. They love to show me the ads for the True Classic Tees. Shout out to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index website. They love the True Classic Tees. Momentum gaining. Momentum isn't really moving just yet. It's sort of just chilling. We're looking at this wedge, and it looked like it was going to break out, and he came back down. Obviously, we could still continue up here, but Bitcoin's sort of just going sideways here for the most part, guys. Not really doing much. Not really doing much. As crazy as it sounds, I was expecting, you know, a nice little bounce back. You know, we did. To be fair, we did get a bounce back. We went all the way down to, at least on this chart, 42.8. We came all the way back up to 48,000. So we did have a bounce back. I'm being a little bit greedy here. Is saying that Bitcoin did not have a bounce back. I mean, it was pretty much, for the most part, you know, obviously I would like to see it bounce back a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Just oscillating between these two ones, man. This is what it's going to come down to. I'm telling you. Whichever one of these breaks first is the direction that we're going to go, at least in the short term here. At least in the short term. All right, let's go through some of these super chats while we wait for the close. Actually, the close is going to happen. Let's wait for the close, and then we'll look at some altcoins and whatever you guys want to talk about. Dear whales, don't rob me of any Big Mac money. That's very true. I repeat, it's the daily close. I love that. It's one of my favorite things of the stream. All right, daily close. Where did we close? We closed at 46.8. Did we make a lower low? Well, unfortunately we did. Fortunately we did. But what I will say is, we still closed right at the 0.5 Fibonacci level. Right at the 0.5 Fib. So everything right now, as of right now, yeah, technically we did have a lower low, which I don't love, right? Which I don't love. It, technically speaking, it's barely, but we did close at that same support level. So we'll see what Bitcoin does into the new day here, and we'll see what transpires here. We'll see what transpires. Scrub sold down. Jabby must be rich today. Yeah, we'll check on Java again today. I mean, I'm sure we haven't seen the end of Java yet today. I'm sure. Let's say ETH. See where ETH did today. Yeah, so ETH had a good close. ETH, you just wanted to close above these highs. You did for ETH. And ADA, yep, ADA, you wanted to close above your previous highs as well, and you did. So it's just Bitcoin, which is the most important one, unfortunately, did have a lower close than the previous low. Thank God. Someone said thank God we're green again. Man, it's too funny. Too freaking funny, man. Too freaking funny. Someone said thank God we're green again. All right, let's go. Let's check that fear and greed index. Let's refresh. At 47, dude. People are... The sentiment can change so fast, man. That's crazy. We're at a 47 on the fear and greed index after we were at a 79 yesterday. People freak themselves out so much, dude. That's funny. That's funny. Because even in like typical bull market, like when you have these major dips, you usually don't see a massive drop. You know, like even like from October to November when you did have 20% dips or so, you know, you had drops maybe to like, you know, 80, 90 comparatively, but you just dropped to a 47. People are crazy, man. One day dropped to a 47. That's nuts. That's nuts. Goes to show how much people invest off emotion and trade off emotion, man. Crazy. The whales are doing what they want to do, though. They're dropping the sentiment down. Dropping the sentiment down. We'll see what happens these next couple days, though. It'll be interesting. 47 basically just means it could go up, could go down. Pretty much. Just neutral. They must forbid. True. All right, let's go through some of these super chats here. See what we got going on here. Best Java so far. Thank you, Valentine. He was pretty good, man.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
He's very happy. We'll check in on Java again today. Yeah, I still hear him dancing. He's still dancing in his damn room. So maybe if we dip a little lower, we'll go check on Java again. But all I hear is, we're gonna party in Java's room. I see he got a new watch today, too. He got a new watch. I see bullish inverse head and shoulders on weekly for Bitcoin and ETH. Bullish inverse head and shoulders on weekly for Bitcoin and ETH. Let me double check that. For Bitcoin and ETH on the weekly. Inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. I don't see an inverse head and shoulders on the weekly, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I wish I did. I wish I did. We got Savvy in here. We got Savvy. That's funny, dude. That's a funny picture, man. Man, that's funny. I don't see a inverse head and shoulders here, man. I don't see that. So, I wish I did, but yeah. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Shane said that's the right shoulder, rising inverse head and shoulders. I don't even know if I can see it on ETH, man. Let me check it on ETH. Maybe it's a little obvious. I don't see it on ETH either, to be honest. I don't see it. Do you mean maybe a cup and handle? I don't know. I think that's sort of picking straws too. I mean, like, I always say the bears pick straws sometimes. I think this might be picking straws a little bit too early, right? For a cup and handle, we want to see a round out. So unless we bounce here, then yeah, we can say Bitcoin might be forming a cup and handle. But until we bounce, we're sort of we might be picking straws there, man. We might be picking straws. But we'll see. If Bitcoin does bounce, then that could be definitely valid there. So we'll see. But yeah, Sergio, I got you, dude. Darth say, weird, even more bullish than this time yesterday. I actually think this was good for the market. And you guys might be saying, Jordan, why do you think we ended up having like a 12% dip after all? Like, yeah, we went down 20%, but we wicked back up. Why do you think a 12% dip, which in reality is not that big anyways? I think people are freaking out right now. Could we go lower? Absolutely. Me saying people are freaking out doesn't mean that's not valid. That we could go lower. We certainly could. But I think getting rid of all those leverage longs was good for the market because now they're not here, right? Now they're not here. So that's one less thing we have to worry about as we go up. But time will tell, man. Time will tell. I'm not in the business of trying to predict what Bitcoin does here. I don't like to make predictions. You guys know I don't like to make predictions. Sometimes I do. And I always say, take it with a grain of salt because no one really knows what Bitcoin's going to do. It's going to do what it wants to freaking do. Simple as that. Simple as that. I just know the long-term trend of Bitcoin is up. So that's why I'm a bull. Because I only care about what the general direction of Bitcoin goes in the macro. Not really worried about, day-to-day, even week-to-week stuff, really. I just like to look at the charts. I think it's fun. Jabba must be happy. Hopefully he filled his shorts. Yeah, Jabba's happy. We'll visit Jabba again. Looks like Bitcoin might be dipping here again. So maybe we'll get to see Jabba here shortly. When there's blood in the streets, you have to eat. That's true, Darth. That's very true, man.
Everybody panic. We're going to zero.
This guy's right now.
Basically, Bitcoin is clearly a scam. Cryptocurrency is clearly an idiot with no common sense. And scientifically speaking, according to a study at the Bank of Canada, more people who are financially illiterate invest in Bitcoin.
Facts, man. Imagine this daily candle closing green. Well, that didn't happen, but it was certainly some good hopium cane. Jacob said, "Dang, Pawtucket gonna wake up this biddy up soon." Facts. Chris wants to look at Harmony One. I'm sure some of these coins that aren't in the top 20 got hit pretty hard today. I'm sure. I haven't really looked at anything beside out of the side of the top 20 today, to be honest. I don't really want to, but actually. Harmony 1 didn't get hit that hard. Harmony 1 actually held up pretty nicely today. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I mean, see, the problem with Harmony 1 is it wicked up before. But if you just look at where it was yesterday, I mean, you're only down 10% since yesterday. It's actually not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So, not too bad. I think what we're looking at with this was... It had, let me actually bring out the RSI here. There you are. So wait, hold up. I don't want you. I don't want the stock RSI. I want you. Why you purple? Whatever. So the RSI, we had bearish div. We looked at this as a possible rejection. We did. At some point, the bearish div was going to play out. I just didn't want to predict when it was going to play out because coins can go up forever with bearish divergence in a bull market. But you know what? It finally played out. So yeah, you're pulling back. I mean, as of right now, you did close above your previous highs. So just like with most coins, until you make a lower low, which you didn't, right? If you didn't, you confirm the higher low at least today. We'll see what you do tomorrow, right? If you break this level. I'd probably look for a move back down to 9 cents. That's your next fib there. About 9 cents right there, which is also your previous high from back there. So watch that if you can't hold 11.6 cents. Obviously, it depends on what Bitcoin does at the end of the day, but just watch that. Reem said, Jordan, we need some juju today. My massage girl showed up at 6 a.m. and want cash today. No crypto. They think I pulled a fast one. You know what you tell him, Kareem? You come up to him and say,
Nope.
And you don't pay him any attention, all right? You tell him, I'm only taking crypto. I can find other massage girls if you don't want to take crypto. Tell him that, even though you probably love your massage girls, Kareem. Chris said, thanks for leading the charts. Dinner on me. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, dude. Once again. Proto said, can you check out FET? FET. Do FET real quick. FET just keeps going up. So, I mean, I got this for you, dude.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
FET just keeps going up. Solana's finally having a pullback today. Solana back down to like 170. Yeah, but FET, I mean, depending on what Bitcoin does, I mean, this one's starting out the day pretty good, but it doesn't look like it's really respecting Bitcoin at all. The 1.618 Fibonacci is 130. If it does, for whatever reason, start respecting Bitcoin at some point, I'd probably expect just a pullback to the highs at 86 cents. So watch for those two targets. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's really respecting Bitcoin at this point. Some alts don't, right? Some alts simply don't. They're super bullish, they won't, but yeah, watch FET. Watch FET. 130 could be coming, depending on if it wants to keep respecting Bitcoin or if it doesn't. That's really what it comes down to right now. Lost all my investment on Shiba Inu. How did you lose all your investment on Shiba Inu? Most coins only dropped like 15%. How did you lose all your investment? What do you think about VeChain? VeChain had a pretty nice pullback today. I actually scooped up some VeChain today. VeChain looks fine too. I mean, you held your lower low, right? Your low was here. Most alts look not too shabby. Considering the day that most alts had, they ended up closing decently, right? So you held your lower low there, which is good. So you still have the bullish structure in theory. And just like ETH, just like the total market cap, just like probably tons of alts do right now, you have bullish div on the RSI, right? You have lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in price action. You're going to see that for most alts. Now, will it play out for the alts? What do we say, guys? It depends on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin bounces. It is. I actually wanted to check if you had bullish div. So what's annoying about that is that Bitcoin doesn't have bullish divergence because you technically got a lower low on the daily, which is kind of annoying. But the alts do, which I wish Bitcoin had it, because then it would be like, all right, this might actually play out. But with Bitcoin not having it, it's sort of, will it play out? Will it play out? But like I said, if you break 11.5 cents, VeChain could come a little bit lower, just like it did here, where you wick to this previous high, and also where you wick to here, right at about like 9.6. Couple levels there to watch for. So watch those levels for VeChain. If you do continue to pull back, like I said, it's going to depend on if Bitcoin pulls back. You'll see the alts pull back, just like we saw today. That is a large throbbing D. It is a large throbbing D. Wes said, let me be honest, did over 35K profit last 24 hours. Today I invested all plus more in ADA and other perfect coins. Why? We are mega bullish and these moments are gold. Don't panic, we need this. Shout out to Wes. He's, like I said, he's always got the good things to say. When is Java going to show us his new Lambo shirt? We'll bring out Java shirt. I'm kind of waiting for a dip for Java, but Bitcoin's being a stinker right now. I guess it's good that Bitcoin's not dipping. Crypto Savvy said this is 2018 all over again, but you wouldn't listen. What's with all the people making Crypto Savvy accounts? Pretty sure it's one person, but today there's multiple accounts. Sir Dude said, I for one didn't mind the $2 ADA fire sale. I didn't either, man. Like, there was some serious deals on alts earlier. There's still serious deals on alts, depending on how you're looking at the market. But like Theta today was at one point down 30%. I didn't pick any up. It's because it bounced before I got to it, but I did pick up some VeChain. I did pick up some ADA and some Link. I didn't pick up Theta, but Theta had a nasty pullback at one point, but actually ended up closing decently here. Still hold your higher low, even on Theta, which Theta was looking nasty at one point today. Real nasty. Theta was like the biggest loser in my, at least what I looked at. But that's definitely facts, man. Theta. Here he is in the chat again. Just bought at the wrong timing. Yeah. We'll see, man. Like I said, I'm not in the business of trying to make predictions here. Bitcoin does what it wants. It was an interesting setup to begin with. I mean, like, it was just so nice. Like, what they did, like, they pushed us past the golden pocket, right? We clearly broke the golden pocket. You know what I mean? So, like, in theory, there wasn't really any resistance until 57K. That's why I said tomorrow there's no resistance, because there really wasn't. But like we always said, just like with bearish stuff, right? Just because when Bitcoin's dipping, right, and it doesn't hit a support, doesn't mean Bitcoin can't just bounce. Bitcoin has a mind of its own. It's the same thing to the upside. So if Bitcoin broke its golden pocket, the only thing that could have stopped it is is Bitcoin's mind, right? And Bitcoin had a mind, and yeah, it dumped, and then shorts just boom, shorts liquidated, and the rest is history there. So it really was an interesting setup there by the overlords. By the overlords that's, you know, the crypto overlords. I would head short 52K because I was pretty sure it was very weak. The price action is similar to 65K, rising wedge, broke, bull trap, and fall down. I'm pretty sure it will bounce now. 4 hour is oversold, need a bounce. I agree. Most alts have daily bullish divergence. Bitcoin's 4 hour is oversold, and Bitcoin's 1 hour still oversold, right? So at some point we're going to bounce here. It might not be right this second, but we are going to bounce. We are going to bounce. If we all buy enough BTC, it'll be cheaper. Facts. Facts. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're going to bounce here at some point. I wish Bitcoin had bullish divergence in the daily, but it just didn't want to play that way. Didn't want to play that way. All right. But I agree, Sam. That's why we have this fractal, man. I mean, that's why we have this fractal. If we make a lower low, a considerable lower low. I don't know if I would call what we just did a lower low. I mean, it was pretty much exactly the same. Like on the daily, I mean, he closed once, twice, and 3 times, pretty much at the exact same level. So I don't know if I consider that a low low, but if we did come back down another red day, we close below, like really below, and then we bounce and we come back up, make a lower high, that's when we can start, you know, maybe being slightly bearish here. But yeah, this is still in play. I know you guys don't like looking at this fractal, but it's still in play. It's still in play if we do something like this where we bounce and then we dump back down. But even if that scenario plays out, I do expect, you know, a bounce at some point. And that's the bearish scenario. Bullish scenario, this was all just a fake out and we go back up. We shall find out, my friends. McDonald's job are open for all Moon Boys. They are. I'm hiring. I'm working there again. Who needs a job at McDonald's? I'll hire you back. I'll hire you back. Dude, Jabba is still... All right. Jabba wants to see you guys again. He's still going nuts in there. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Jabba is still going nuts. So I'm going to show you guys Jabba again. A lot of people want to see Jabba after his extremely good day today. So let's go see Jabba, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right. I told you to short like me. And now, I'm the only one in this chat that can afford a watch. What else did I buy? I bought a treadmill. You know why? Because I have good self-esteem now, and I'm about to lose weight. I'm about to lose weight. And I haven't cried, not this much, in so long. I haven't cried in 8 hours. I haven't cried in 8 hours, punks. Who are you laughing at now? Why are you laughing at Elliott Waves now, huh? Elliott waves are the new wave. How do I know? Because my name is Jabba the Short. Jabba the Short. See you punks later. Freaking punks. Elliott wave theory all day. All right, he's gone. Jabba the Wise. Jabba the Wise. Let me let's go beer ears. Oh yeah. I feel like looking cute. Digivice that don't look like you lost weight. Funny when he cries. He's happy right now. He's real happy. Oh, no, we can look at? Hold on real quick. Let me go to gainers and losers. Let's go look at the gainers and losers real quick. We can see what's going on. Let's see what the biggest loser was today. Get out of here. Last 24 hours. Why is everything up? Oh, this is not up. Is this CoinMarketCap? Dude, CoinMarketCap glitched right now? Still says 49,000. Man, CoinMarketCap, dude. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. What's down the most? Dude, come on, CoinMarketCap. You serious? How are you not gonna up? How are you not gonna sort? Serious, dude? This is all kind of jacked up. I don't know what's going on here, guys. CMC is all kind of jacked up. Unless some alts are just pumping. Shiba at 51. That's what I wanted to see. Looks like CMC is all kind of jacked up right now. So I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. We need some sources. Java, let me sell you one of my kidneys. Alright, let's check out some other alts here. I might call, I actually have a fantasy football draft tonight, guys, so I might be having a shorter stream today because I do got a fantasy football draft at 9 o'clock, so I will be cutting it short. It's not that I won't be. I will be. There's not really much going on at the current time in the market either. We're just kind of waiting on Bitcoin's next move. But let's check out like Link. All the alts look pretty similar. All making higher lows are still intact. Back test the previous high. Link doesn't have bullish div like the other coins, but still looks, I mean, in theory, I mean, it still looks fine. I don't think we should be really panicking just yet. I mean, you're still holding the daily. Until you break this daily EMA ribbon for most of these coins, I think you're fine, dude. I don't think there's really anything to panic on. Yeah, I mean, you're still in it for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin breaks the daily EMA ribbon on a close, that'd be probably another reason for me to start getting pissed. Not getting pissed, but sort of thinking that we might be slightly bearish, because usually when we do get a daily close below the daily EMA ribbon, we're probably looking at some more dippage, right? Historically speaking, right? When Bitcoin's bullish, you usually stay above it. So that's the bottom of that is currently sitting at 44,800. So as long as we stay above that on a close, I think we're still looking fine. And this could just be another bounce. Historically, we like to bounce off the daily EMA ribbon. So watch for that. Right? It doesn't matter if we wick below it, just like we did here. But as long as we close above that, I think we're good. Same thing for these altcoins. I mean, most of them are probably, yeah, ETH's still in there. ADA's in there. Link's in there. XRP's in there. Most of these got bullish divergence and in the daily EMA ribbon. BNB still in there on the close. You got very, very close for BNB. And BNB actually doesn't have bullish divergence because BNB actually made a technical lower low. It's the only coin we've seen so far that's a lower low. Doge broke below its daily EMA ribbon. Back in this wedge that you were in before, and you held support right at the bottom of it. But that's interesting. Doge, you don't have bullish divergence, so you're sort of just chilling for Doge. Sol, we don't even need to talk about Sol. I mean, Sol went as high as $193 today. Sol actually smacked its 4236 at one point today. Pulled back, and Sol's still chilling at 170. Sol's a rock, dude. Sol is a damn rock, or at least right now, right? So, absolutely nuts. Matic closed in its higher low still. So Matic's looking fine as of right now. Like I said, I want to hold these for most of these coins. ETC closed below it. Big drop down for ETC. Wow. ETC. How far did ETC drop? That was a pretty heinous drop there for ETC. I guess it's not that much bigger, but almost down 40% for ETC at one point. He ended up coming back and closing like half of it, but yeah, closed at your previous low, so you still haven't made lower lows yet on ETC, but closed below it there. VeChain closed in its. We talked about VeChain a little bit earlier. Still have a higher low. So I mean, most altcoins look pretty damn similar. To be honest, guys, pretty damn similar. I need ETH to bounce off this MACD, if you know what I'm saying. NGMI said it's ETC. That's very true, dude. It is ETC, so I guess we can't really expect too much out of it. All right, Bitcoin. Like I said, guys, I'm expecting Bitcoin to get a bounce or a temporary bounce, one of the two. We don't really know which one, to be honest, but I'm expecting one of those two, right? Like I said, 1 hour. You know, I think maybe it could come back down one more time, maybe make some type of bullish divergence on the 1 hour and then continue up. You know, maybe you round out one more time, make a lower low, and then make a higher low on the RSI and then bounce. That's definitely a scenario. But I expect you to probably stay above here, at least for the time being, just because you're already oversold on the hourly and you're oversold on the 4 hour. So not expecting too much lower, at least tonight here for Bitcoin. At least tonight, my friends. QNT, I got you 0. A lot of people asking for QNT. QNT, dude, QNT broke its 236 today too. Holy crap, man. I got you for this. We need to play this at least once today, and not for Java. And the dancing bear today. Jordan rocking the ice cap from Timmy's. No, but yeah, you broke your 4236. You're having a little bit of a correction now, but overall, pretty bullish day for QNT. I wanted to play at least one time for a bullish coin at least today. I think we deserve at least one pump song, even though we've been playing pump songs every day. We've been pretty spoiled lately, but I wanted to play it once. But yeah, QNT just keeps going up. I mean, it went as high as 383 today. I mean, it was a bullish day today, even though Bitcoin pulled back. So, like I said, some coins are still performing well. All right, see if Bitcoin can get back above 47,000 here. Let's see. Don't want to hold that. Play the pump music. Highly likely tomorrow. BTC is up a few K. Yeah, like I said, I'm expecting a bounce here. I'm not just expecting Bitcoin to just dump back into the oblivion here. I don't think it has enough room. And I know the RSI is the RSI, but I don't think it really has enough room to just, you know, go off a cliff. At least on the 4 hour and on the hourly. Doesn't have enough room in my opinion. I think if it is going to have another drop, right, you're most likely going to have a relief rally back up and then another run back down. You're going to have to have a relief rally up first before you go again. Not going to say that has to happen, but it's what the charts look like, you know. But as we know, Bitcoin does what it wants. Again, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin was just like, nope, right?
Nope, nope, nope.
And just continue to act down. But I'll tell you one thing. There's definitely no one asking me how to buy Bitcoin today.
Jordan, how do I buy some Bitcoin?
If anything, my family texts me, Jordan, are you okay? Bitcoin's down 10% today. And I tell them, 10%? Do you know what I've been through? I've been through the March crash of 2020. I've been through the May crash of 2021. This was nothing. This was literally nothing. I didn't even feel this crash. It wasn't even really a crash. I mean, it was a 12% day. It's a bad day, but there's been way worse days than today. Way worse days. I mean, it honestly, you know, I've been through a lot worse. You guys have been through a lot worse too if you've been here since May. So let's be honest here. Alts still bleed. Alts are bleeding a little bit, yeah. Bitcoin's sort of, I guess, leading the charge here. I mean, it's not really up yet, but sort of trying to. There was an 89% chance BTC closes tomorrow at 49K plus. 60% hurts. Yeah, 60% hurts. 10% doesn't really hurt, honestly. Like 10%, you guys gotta understand, like 10% sort of, we've been spoiled the last few weeks. You gotta remember, like, I don't know how many of you guys were here during the first part of this run. I bet there's a lot of new people. I think a lot of you guys have been here since the first run, but I think a lot of people forget. But I think a lot of people got in here towards the end. You gotta remember, like, when Bitcoin's bullish, even when Bitcoin bullish, it has pullbacks. So, like, don't think it's just gonna go up in a straight line. It seems like it does when you look at the charts, but you got to remember Bitcoin does have pullbacks. You know, it's never just a straight line up. I'm not going to say it's like just because Bitcoin has pullbacks in the past that this is just a pullback, but you know, 20%, you guys get the deal. I'm not going to go through every single one, but 15%, you know, 30%, 22%, you guys get the deal. And that's just this one. I mean, we can go through 2017 too. This was a 30%, 40%, 40%, 30%, 40%, 30%. You guys get the deal. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But just remember that just because you have a dip doesn't mean everything's going to zero, right? Not what that means yet. Doesn't mean it can't. Doesn't mean it can't, but just remember that. Crypto Monster said we're going to zero.
Everybody panic, we're going to zero!
We're going to zero, man. Everyone's saying we're going to zero in the chat. Actually, the chat's pretty good today. The chat is pretty good today. You guys are being actually pretty respectful today. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone's being pretty respectful in the chat. You know, like I said, I want, like, this stream is for bulls and bears. We like to pick on the bears a little bit. We like to pick on the bears a little bit. You know, they're getting their day today. But everyone's being pretty good in the chat today. Being pretty good in the chat today. Everyone has their own opinions, but you know, as long as it's just like a nice opinion in the chat and it's not like super hostile, it is what it is, man. I'm wearing friggin' beer ears, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm wearing beer ears, like, it is what it is. You're welcome. I was expecting the chat to be friggin' ruthless today, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, a day like today is when everyone comes out the woodwork. Moose Knuckles. You should all say one thing nice about Jordan. Chill day. Why are you wearing makeup, Jordan? Boonie. Because I need to look good. You know, I have a bunch of ladies watching here. Okay, so I need to look good. That's why I'm wearing makeup. I'm just kidding. If I wanted to look good, I would be wearing beer ears half the time and McDonald's hat half the time. I make myself look like an idiot half the time. Literally. I wear beer ears. I wear McDonald's hat, or I'm wearing a space helmet half the time. So if I really cared about what people thought of me or what I looked like, then I wouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? But clearly I don't care what people think. Too many people care way too much about what people think about them. Don't take yourself too seriously, because no one takes you seriously. Unless you're Michael Saylor. That's about it. We have Streamlabs just in case. That's definitely facts too. The hat almost looks real. This hat is real. Tomorrow should be interesting. Yeah, we're just chilling tonight. We're just chilling at 47,000. Like I said, I am expecting a bounce here at some point. We could have one more dip here. One more dip, like we said. Make one more low. Have a higher low on the RSI and bullish div, and then sort of bounce. That would make some sense, but we'll see what Captain BTC does here. It doesn't have huge momentum right now. I'm sort of underwhelmed by the momentum Bitcoin has at the current moment, but as you know, that can change at any point. But all right, guys. Like I said, I was going to cut tonight's stream a little bit short because I got a fantasy football draft tonight, right? The family fantasy football draft. So I'm going to go do that. That's at 9. I already have everything set up. Come on, you guys know me right now, but I'm going to go do that. As you said, guys, Bitcoin being a little slow tonight. We'll see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised at a dip or a pump at this point. It's Bitcoin. Not trying to make predictions. Anyone that tries to make predictions is trying to act like they have a crystal ball, because no one really knows. I mean, like I said, no one really knows what's going to happen here. So I'll catch you guys later. As always, peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7. Might upload a video here tomorrow too. We'll see if I have time. I'll upload a video like I did today. Maybe I'll make a Cardano video or an ETH video or something. So I'll catch you guys later though. As always, peace out. Don't panic sell your crypto. Like always, we've been saying it for how long? A year on this channel. Don't panic sell your crypto. It's usually played out pretty well. Not panic sell your crypto. So maybe not. Maybe it doesn't seem like it today, but you know, when we first started this channel, I mean, we were sitting at all the way down at like 10K, and alts were really, really low. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.